Hey guys, good morning, welcome to another live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
As a trader, we all look for tight or low spreads, which helps us to get in and out of the market. Using the right broker can help us try different strategies. With multiple options of brokers on the web, here at Stock Sniper Trading, we have a recommended broker, that is, HankoTrade. With spreads as low as 0 pips and leverage up to 500x, HankoTrade is just one click away. With multiple account types to choose from, you also have a minimum deposit of $10. Using HankoTrade's affiliate program, refer a friend and earn up to a 40% commission on trading volume. Built by traders, for traders. HankoTrade.
Recording in progress.
Hey everybody, welcome and thanks for joining Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. Welcome guys, it's just after 9 p.m. Eastern and we're going to go for 2 hours until 11 o'clock and we're just going to go over some analysis in the markets. We're going to review the news upcoming this week and we will be doing 3 charts today. We'll do gold, 100% we'll do gold. We'll do USDJPY, we'll do a Forex pair tonight, and if we have some time we'll look at US30 or NASDAQ or DAX, whatever you guys want to look at going into later on and going into London. So thanks guys for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. Thanks everyone on Zoom for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. Welcome everybody. Yep, Fame, we'll look at USDJPY. Welcome. Asil, welcome. Gabrielle, yep, we're going to do some top-down analysis, Gabrielle. Welcome guys, everybody. Thanks for joining. Forex, welcome Brandon. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you guys. Jags, welcome. And everyone on YouTube, we appreciate all of you guys joining as well. Joe, what broker are we using? I'm gonna review HankoTrade real quick because they had some changes, so we'll talk about that. We'll visit their website and quickly we'll talk about HankoTrade. They've migrated away from MT4, MT5, as some of you guys are aware, and they will be coming out with more and more news for their new platform, and we'll talk about it, the new Act platform. Okay, guys? So, Joe, yep, I'll answer all your questions and we'll go over it, guys. So, thanks everyone for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. If you guys can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, we appreciate you guys. Mr. Rolls Royce, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is let's get started. Let's first, before we get to the charts, we'll just go through our business that we do here. We'll start off with Forex Factory this week. Let's just talk about the news this week, what we have going forward. So today was a pretty light day in the market. You can see Monday, this was today. We didn't have too much going on today, but tomorrow, okay, so tomorrow's a big day, guys. If you're going to trade London, okay, there is some red folders coming out pre-market tonight, just in a bit at 2 a.m. Eastern. We have some GBP claimant count change red folder. So if you're doing anything in London, pre-London, make sure you are aware that there is a UK red folder. More importantly, guys, the market is waiting for Tuesday and Wednesday for news right here at 8:30. So you can see we have 3 red folders on Tuesday, December the 12th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Remember, COMEX market is 8:20 a.m. Eastern, so that's when the commodities exchange opens up, and then 10 minutes later we're going to have 3 back-to-back folders, all red USD. Core CPI month over month, this is our first one. So the previous reading was 0.2% and they're forecasting for an increase to 0.3%. What exactly is CPI? CPI is an inflation reading, so it's very, very, very important to the markets. So please guys, when you're trading tomorrow, trade with proper risk management. When you are trading, it's a change in price of goods and services purchased by consumers, you and I, excluding food and energy. So actual greater than forecast is good for the currency, for USD. And so we will see the reading tomorrow. This is the first folder. Then you see another one at 8:30. See, this is core CPI. So remember we talked about this. Core excludes food and energy. Okay, so that's an important one when you're reading about core. And then CPI month over month, they're projecting no change, so it was 0.0% previous, 0.0% forecast. We'll see what the actual number is. And this is CPI month over month. It's the change in price of goods and services purchased by consumers, but you see this one's not core. Okay, so this will give us an overall reading of inflation. And then the big one that pay particular importance, and this one right here, this one is year over year. So we want to get the CPI reading from last year this time and how it's doing right now. So previous was 3.2%, and you can see the forecast is decreasing a little bit by 0.1 to 3.1. So we'll see these actual numbers tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And remember, please guys, the markets will be volatile. Any security you're trading, okay? So anything to do with what's correlated with the US dollar is going to be heavily impacted by this data that's released tomorrow. So again, please trade with proper risk management when you are trading tomorrow, or wait for the news to be released and then trade after once the markets calm down a little bit, okay? And so that's tomorrow, CPI, big day tomorrow. Then Wednesday, midweek, okay? So again, if we're trading in pre-London, 2 a.m. Eastern, there's 2, 4, 6 UK folders, all to do with GBP, the British pound, and then we start off with GDP, gross domestic product, month over month. So anything to do Wednesday morning with the pound, pay particular attention to these folders and careful trading. And then we get into 8:30 a.m. We've got our core PPI month over month, PPI month over month, and then the big folders over here, we have FOMC at 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So we have our federal funds rate. Canada we had last week, and they did not change the overnight lending rate. So 97% are what analysts are saying right now. As of now, 97% of analysts are saying that there's going to be no change to the federal fund rate. So the last one was 5.5%. They're forecasting no change, 5.5. So we'll see the actual number. If we see 5.5 here, that means there's no change. And this is the last FOMC of 2023. Then we move into 2024. So if this comes out where they increase it, this is with Powell. So if he comes out and they increase this by 0.25%, the markets are going to be very volatile and they're going to react according to the number. But safe to say right now that there's no change in the markets. That's what a lot of analysts are saying, but we'll see the actual number. And then we have the FOMC economic projections, then the FOMC statement, and then the big one, guys. These are just the numbers, the data that are released. And in the big one at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, this is when Jay Powell, head the federal of the Fed, he is going to come to the podium and answer questions and provide analysis as to maybe why they did not increase the rates or why they didn't decrease them, why they're pausing. And when he talks, the markets move. So be careful. So just understand that there's going to be volatility at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then as we roll into the 2:30, the next 30-minute candle, this is when Mr. Jay Powell starts his press conference and starts answering questions, and this is when the markets move. Okay, so careful trading Wednesday afternoon, and then we will come back into all of the late night Tokyo sessions, and we'll be trading in here the late night. So we'll see if we get any AUD, NZD red folders as we get into 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and then Thursday, busy day Thursday across the board in London. Make sure if you are trading pre-London and London, you've got a lot of Swiss franc news, red folders, lots of it. You've got 7 a.m. You have a lot of British red folders. Then we move into 8:15. We have European red folders, and then we get into 8:30. It's busy. Thursday is going to be a busy day in the markets, and then we have our USD core retail sales, lots of, and then our Thursday morning. Every single Thursday we have our unemployment claims week over week that are released at 8:30. It's a busy day, guys. And then at 8:45 we got ECB press conference. The England Central Bank. So lots going on. You can see all of that. So Thursday, careful trading, guys. Be careful trading. And then as we move into Wall Street and then the rest of the day, it kind of tapers off. And then how do we end the week on Friday? Friday again, Friday morning, London. London opens up at 3 a.m. Eastern, and 15 minutes later, you've got a ton of folders. You've got a lot of French flash manufacturing at 3:15, 3:30. We've got German flash manufacturing. We move into 4 o'clock, more European manufacturing. 4:30, more UK, British flash manufacturing. Then we get into some Italian news at 5 in the morning. So it's going to be very busy, guys, Thursday, Friday, especially in the London session. And then as we move into our New York session on Friday, we have our USD right over here, 830, Empire State Manufacturing Index, and then we move into 945. So very volatile times too. 930 is Wall Street market open, the equities market, and then we have some flash manufacturing coming in out of USD right at 945. Okay, so it's going to be a hectic week this week, guys. Hopefully you guys have already done your analysis for the week. You guys are preparing for the certain security you guys trade, for the certain session you guys trade. So whether you guys are trading London, make sure you guys are focused on the London folders. If you guys are trading New York, make sure you guys are focused on the New York folders. And also, the certain security that you're trading, make sure you put emphasis on the security that you're trading, okay? So that's our news this week. And let's continue moving forward, guys. Let's look at earnings really quickly. So this is Earnings Whispers. Just take a quick peek at this every single day, pre-market and after hours, to see if there's any securities that maybe will impact what you are trading, or maybe if you want to trade individual securities. So you can go to the calendar over here. We'll look at Tuesday. Let's go to pre-market. So we got a few corporations, Johnson Controls, CSPI here. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with some of these securities or these companies, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're supposed to know every single one of these, but pay focus on the big ones, the big blue chips, on the ones that can really move the indices that you're looking at. Pay particular attention to those big companies, because those are the ones that can move Nasdaq if you're looking at tech. Those are the ones that can move US30 if you're looking at maybe bank or oil and energy. And just in general, if you're trading the S&P 500, get familiar with maybe the top 10 that really move the S&P and get to know when they're reporting. And then in after hours, got a few companies. SST, look at this. Guys, SST is the abbreviation. I didn't even know about that, but there's an SST out here. It's not us, but maybe we will list on the equities markets one of these days, but I guess we can't use SST. Just continue moving forward. Let's move into the next day. Let's go over into Wednesday. Okay, so remember, Wednesday is FOMC pre-market. Is there any big corporations that we can pay particular attention to? Not too many, okay? And then we move into after hours, Adobe, okay? So make sure you pay particular attention Wednesday after hours at 4:05. We have Adobe Inc. reporting, okay? So they are a big corporation. So make sure pay particular attention to Adobe. And continuing to move forward, let's look quickly into what we got going on Thursday pre-market. And then over here, Thursday after hours, Costco. Okay, so this is a big corporation. Make sure if you guys are trading anything to do with the Dow or S&P, you follow Costco. We'll see what they do. Earnings are probably going to be doing pretty well. We'll see. But every time I go to the Costco, it's packed in there. So I know that they're selling stuff. But we'll see what their forward guidance is. And then Friday, really just one company pre-market. Okay, normally Fridays are really light with earnings. And continue moving forward, guys. Really quickly, just want to show a couple of some signals that SST sent out today. This was long Nasdaq, running beautifully. Okay, we had a couple big runners long Nasdaq over here. Let's just see how it came out with the AI bot and the SST Scalper Pro. And we want to follow the area 6:40 a.m. Eastern. So we got a long position from the indices AI bot, Nasdaq 100. Look for a buy position above 16,049, 16,050. Suggested stop loss of 50 pips, suggested TP of 100 pips, and it comes with a chart. So what we're looking for is this area 16,049 to get volume above. So you see it moved up, came up to this resistance point, pulled back a little bit, kind of made a higher low, kind of like a double bottom, and continued to move back up. And then we're looking to see if it can take out this resistance here at 16,100 and push a little higher. So that's how they start developing. You guys know how trading is. Sometimes they can pull back, sometimes they can continue to move. It's always nice to leave a runner if you can. Leaving the runners can continue to move, having your stop loss below critical structure, and if you can, to allow it to build and then go to break even. And then once you're up 70 pips, then it can continue running, which it did here, and it ran really nicely for over 110 pips, just making higher highs and higher lows, and then ended up really running for almost 200 pips. Even leaving little runners, guys, they can continue to add up in your accounts. Quickly looking just at the commodity index, commodity had a beautiful sell on gold. Most of you guys were in sells today on gold, but just a fabulous trade right here where it pulled right back into that resistance. We got more red volume kind of closing below here, retesting it, and then continuing to diverge away, making those lower lows, lower highs, running for big moves, okay, from 1994 down to 1975. So very nice moves. Guys, everybody in YouTube, this is our free Telegram channel. It's just uploading right here. I pinned at the top of the YouTube channel, there is a pinned Telegram channel. That's the one. Can you guys join this one? It's free. This is where we post a lot of our things in here, promotions, the trade signals, free signals in here, everything that's going on in our Sniper Zoom rooms, members successes we show in here, and the Scalper Pro and SST Kill Shot. And this was HankoTrade, guys. Okay, so I just want to talk quickly about HankoTrade before we get in. They've migrated off of MT4, MT5, as some of you guys are aware. Some brokers will be moving away from MT4, MT5. Hanko's just initiated it and started it. You might see this in the future with other brokers. You might see this with prop firms coming up in the near future, migrating away from MT4, MT5. They are having some issues, but you can see now what like Hanko is using. They're using ActTrader, so it's 3 interfaces over a single interface that MT4, MT5 was using. Default indicators, there was 30 to 38. Now you get over 48 with this, and then you can see all the check marks, what they have that MT4, MT5 didn't have. Predefined lot amount allocation. So if you need help with that, they got like a little trade manager that can help you here. Predefined stop loss TPs for every symbol. That's nice to use too, to have your predefined stop losses and TPs already set. Visual algorithmic trading is included. Swap values in dollars, multi-account manager, detachable windows, and language converter. And guys, you can click on this link and try a free demo with them and see how it goes. And that's HankoTrade. Okay, so just continue to move forward, guys. If you can join that free Telegram, and then you can get into all of our Instagrams. Here's the HankoTrade. So here's the website, HankoTrade. I just want to go over it. This is Hanko. Try a demo account, guys. Before you go live, try a demo and see the different type of accounts they have: STP, ECN, ECN Plus. Get familiar. These are like most brokers have a classic or a raw, and classic is like a blend of spreads and commissions all in one if you're like a beginner trader and you're learning. But more experience you get and you know the securities you want to trade, and you're really like concerned about getting the best spreads and commissions, then I would recommend like an ECM Plus, or for most brokers it's called like a raw account. You got your transaction costs over here, and you can read a little bit about why HankoTrade, but more importantly, we can talk about the HankoTrade. Okay, so this is their new platform over here. Key features: fully customizable interface. Customize your trading screen to fit your style, combining charts, live risk reports, and streaming prices in any way you like. Interactive risk management. View all risks. Simulate positions for a what-if analysis in your account. So if you're practicing, this is good, guys. If you know those what if I did this, what if I did that, you can actually do this on their interface and execute multi-leg strategy with just a few clicks. One-click trading, that's really nice too. Open a new position in just one click, simplifying the trading process and significantly reducing trade fulfillment time. Wealth of graphs and charts. You won't be disappointed with the well-detailed and feature-rich graphs and charts available at HankoTrade, and visual strategy builder. So they got a lot of benefits using this, and you can go through all of these things that they have. And so this is like a sample of what HankoTrade looks like in the back here. If you can pull up right here, and I can show you guys here. They use trading view as well, so you can do one-click trading. So you can hit the buy and sell button as soon as this thing uploads over here. So over here, like I have it on Euro USD, so I can sell right away. I can buy. I can place my market, my buy stop, my buy limit. One-click trading. We can place buy orders in the market. They do have financial over here. You got a watch list. You have your news. You have your calendars, if anything to report, and then you have where all of your securities that you can look over here. Okay, but we'll come back to that. So thank you, guys. Hope everybody had a good weekend and ready to get into the charts. How's everybody's day going today? How is everyone's trading going? I know it's late for some of you guys, and some of you guys are half asleep right now. But we'll get through this. We'll get started with gold. We'll do a top-down analysis on gold. Okay, guys, so if you guys want to follow with me, we'll do a top-down on gold. Some of you guys I know are already in trade. Some of you guys bought this move that really pushed up there to 1990 and then came back down. You can see we have not got any volume back above 1986, and now we're pushing down into 1982-83. So we'll see if it consolidates down here, and we're going to continue moving forward. Okay, just 1 second, guys. Is there any questions before we continue, before we get started? We're going to start off on the daily with US30 with gold. Okay, so have most of you guys done your analysis maybe over the weekend, maybe Monday morning, for the securities that you guys trade? Hopefully you guys did your work and ready to go. So this morning, Trevor, good stuff. Yeah, always prepare, guys, ahead of time. If you fail to prepare, then maybe prepare to fail. We don't want to do that. So always prepare, guys, ahead of time. Get your charting done. Your charting can lead to success if you do it properly and you take your time doing it. Okay, so we know all about, hopefully if you guys are trading gold, we all know about how Sunday, Monday opened over here over the weekend. This is when we broke out bullish. We hit our all-time high up there around 2050, and then it got big rejection. And we also, if you follow the volume in the candle, it also engulfed the entire Friday's volume. So that's why we started this weekly push down to the downside. So you can see every time we pulled back up to around 2042, it kept pushing down, lower highs, and then finally pushed it down. So if I'm looking for some critical areas, like going forward for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, this area I'm going to highlight with a red box, and I'm bringing it into February. Okay, we're going to bring it all the way into February, and move it to show that it is a static zone. So you can see our daily volume is down here right now, 1982. So we have a long way to come all the way back up to test this big red box. So but we still want to make this as a static area just in case in the future, if it ever does come up here, what we're looking for is maybe for the buyers of gold to bring it back up here, and maybe it gets rejected and then pushes back down and does something like this. However, it can also come strong up there and maybe push and close above there. It could also be the green buyers bring it up here, break it through here, and actually physically close a daily candle up there, and then maybe we're retesting this and we flip this red box to green. Maybe we can start to come back up to these critical bodies of 2072, and who knows, maybe fill that all-time wick a little bit, and we'll see how high we can get. But for now, we don't need to worry about any all-time highs right now because we're moving away. Now we got to find more of where's there some critical daily support. So we mentioned earlier SST in the Discord that around 1975 was maybe going to be today's daily bottom, and it actually was very, very close. When it came down to about 1976 and found its wick at the bottom. That's where it came back up to about 1982, and you can see today's daily candle opened green, strong, with no wick to the downside. Okay, so when we're talking about a critical open, you can see how where we closed right here, and we opened exactly right around here, right around 1982. So that is technically it is our low of the day right there where we opened up. And so I'm just going to write over here on settings, that is our low of the day with that purple line. How's the speed, guys, the way how I'm talking? Is it okay? Am I talking too fast? We can take our time during the Tokyo sessions because we don't have a lot of volume. It's not as volatile as it gets in London and New York. So hopefully this pace helps you guys. If you guys are here to learn, I'm going to try and talk a little slower. I'm going to try and answer all of your questions if you guys do have any questions. But we're here to help, especially during this Tokyo session. Okay, guys? And then you use what you learned here and you bring it into London and you bring it into New York, and you can become a much better trader. So just remember that all candlesticks, all time frames have the same characteristics. So if you learn this, you can trade whatever time frame you particularly like. Okay, so you don't have to scalp. You can do intraday trading, you can do swing trading. It's all up to you. Okay, so we opened very, very strong today, and did we have any momentum to push down? No. That's what I mean by the ignited bar. There was no push to the downside. But however, if we do come down and we lose our open, meaning price, we lose all this green body, we might come down to maybe to these two bodies right over here. That is a critical area in the market as well. But we got a fresh low yesterday. So let's mark up yesterday's low at 1975, 1976 with maybe a yellow line. Okay, so I use yellow for other daily levels. So what we can do here is we can put over here previous day low. Previous day low. Okay, so that was the previous day's low right around here, around 1976. So if we flip this candle and then it turns into like a shooting star and we're pushing down, it may have momentum to fill down to there. But you see where those bodies are right there? Where we have those bodies around 1977. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to place like a green box just in that little from the yellow line to where those bodies are. See what I just did there? Just right there. From the yellow line from yesterday's low to those two bodies, I just put that green box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it all the way across into the future. Okay? Because if we ever do come back down here, maybe tomorrow, you never know. It might be like a higher low around 1977, maybe 1978. Maybe it's an equal tweezer bottom low exactly right around there. But if it cannot hold like this green box and then it starts to really push below yesterday's low and push down, then where could it go down to? Okay, so this is where in case it flips and it comes down bearish, we have to figure out or guess where maybe it will come down to. Okay, so and then what we want to find is where there's more touches. Okay, that's personally what I look for. I look for more touches in the market. The more data, the better. So I'm looking exactly at that body and that body. Yes, it was a big red day. It came all the way down to 1953, but it came all the way back up and it closed right there. The next day again, opened red, came down, but pushed, and all the volume is above this yellow line. And then you can see like the retest right here on this day, it was a red candle and it came all the way down to the yellow line and went back up. And in this day, the red candle pushed down and it closed below the yellow line, and look at the retest the following day, came right up to the yellow line, got rejected and pushed down. And so what I'm going to look for is this yellow line. If we do push down and we cannot hold our yesterday's low 1976, then maybe our next daily support area might be 1970. Okay, and then if we continue to push down, where could it possibly go down to? We've got a wick right there, and then like those bodies. So again, when I'm looking for like a little zone, again, I just kind of look for where there's wicks, those two wicks right there, that wick right there, bring it across. I grab those bodies, I might lift it a little bit higher to that wick right there, and then I find my next zone down in there around 1963 to 1965. If it can't hold this daily 1970, then maybe it comes down in there. And the day over here on November 20, when it came all the way right into there, that's where it got rejected, and then we started that big bullish engulfing candle, start that big run. That's what made our all-time high. So when we look now, where did like the all-time high run start? Kind of started where it pulled right back right into there, and that's kind of what started that move. Okay, so that we have to watch that area if it does come down there. That's good enough for now, because now we also got to watch in case we do come back up. Okay, so let's just walk through how gold opened today. It opened ignited. We have not come down here, okay, so that's for future reference, but we were very, very bullish today where it came all the way up and then stopped right there. Remember that big wick on that 1 minute, 5 minute candle that we were just talking about? That's where we came up to. And look at, that's our high of the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a purple line up there, and we're going to write in settings high of the day. Okay, high of the day. And you see, guys, like see today how the high of the day right now is ironically like right at those bodies. Exactly. Body and the body. So guys, you know, that's why sometimes I look for those critical bodies, because if this was coming up today and I had no idea where it would go to, I probably would have looked right there, and I probably would have placed a line right there at body to body, just like I did there, body to body, and then I did below us. That's the same thing I probably would have done on this. And you can see it came up perfectly, green, 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 right up to that exact area, and then they pushed it down. So other critical areas, I've got a wick and a wick like in between here, the purple and the purple. So if I'm looking for a zone now, maybe if we do come back up, maybe it might not come back up to the high of the day, maybe just halfway, maybe up to here like 1986 and continue pushing down. So if I'm looking for another area, you can see in here, I'm going to place a yellow line, but there's two areas. I can place it like right there. I can place it a little lower at that wick. But sometimes what I do is I look more to the left of the chart, and then if I see some critical bodies or if I see more touches, then that's where I'll place it. So I'm not at that wick, but what I'm looking at is a body to body right there, and it's about 1985.85. So if we do come back up green, it could come up green, 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 and then we stop right there at that yellow line and we figure out what will happen there. Okay, so what I'll call that yellow line is maybe we were calling it the other day POI, point of interest, a critical daily level. We can call it a daily resistance POI. So when it gets up there, point of interest. And the reason why I use resistance is because the volume is currently below us. So if it does come back up there, that might act as resistance, and they might hold the market down before it comes to the high of the day. So then therefore it would be continuing maybe in absorbing those buyers and maybe continuing to come down. So what we're looking for tonight on gold is to see if we lose our opening price and we lose our ignited bar. And if we lose this green, it may come down red and start to come down into here. If I'm looking for a quick scalp, like before it comes all the way down there, there's no guarantee it's going to drop that far down. Again, I look at maybe a critical body right there, 1980, and maybe place a line right here at that body. So I've got a body right over here a body, and a body, and it's technically like halfway from the purple line down to this green box right there. So it might drop from 1980, like I can get my ruler and just measure it. If I'm scalping just from the purple line, if it breaks to that yellow line, it's roughly 1920 pips. Okay, and if we can't hold that yellow line, maybe we come down to the green box, 40 pips. If it can fill the wick of yesterday, we're looking at 57, 60 pips, and maybe it breaks down a little further. Okay, so we can see that we're still holding right here. We're going to break it down on a lower time frame, and then what I'll call this yellow line is a daily support POI. Okay, and it's just for scalping, inside here for like the Asian session. Daily support POI. Why support? Because the volume is currently above it. Okay, does that make sense, guys, what I just did? Just breaking down today's daily candle, and this is our range currently from the purple to the purple. Not bad. From 1990 to 1992, let's say, that's an $8 range, 80 pips. Great for scalping. Good volume so far. But the overall, guys, okay, so if we're looking overall on the daily, what we can see is it broke this resistance right over here at 2008 and took out that all-time high, and since then got really came down, pulled back, rejected, and continue push down. We'll see if we can consolidate a little bit. Maybe we can come up with, remember tomorrow coming up is CPI, and then we have FOMC on Wednesday. So maybe gold might consolidate in here for a little bit, and we'll see if it can come right back up, or if it makes lower highs, maybe new lower lows coming in the market, maybe continuing to drop down. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dissect the daily candle in the hourly increment. So I'm just clicking on 1H, 1 hour. So this is representing the 60-minute time frames. You can see the all-time high breakout completely got rejected, pulled back, double top. You can see those two rejection wicks, and continue to push down and come back up. You see how we're not closing with any critical volume on the hourly above 2040, and it's just bringing the offers down. Resistance here at 2034, continue to drop it down. Now you pay attention to your critical hours, what we always talk about. Okay, I go over this every single day. The critical times you should be focusing on, especially if you trade gold. 100% 8 a.m. candle, okay, because 8:20 is COMEX and 8:30 is a lot of red folder news. So if you're trading gold, you got to be aware of this. Okay, so right here we had this move Friday, big drop, closed below that wick, continuing to sell off. It found a bottom right there around 1997, and then when did we come back up? We started 5 hours to come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you see it came right back into this area and continued to push back down. Once it came back into this area in 1997, pulled back up again, 2000 psychological level, and continue to push it down. Come back up again. 1996 is lower than 2000, lower high. Continue to close it below. Again, this is Wall Street, 9 a.m., big red volume. Continue to push all the way down, 10, 11, 12 today. Finally, this is where kind of we said around the daily bottom would be around 1975, 76, and it happened to turn out that that was a nice hourly bottom right there. Today at 1 p.m., came up with a nice bullish candle, almost engulfed the entire candle. Then we traded sideways and then continued to break out just here at 8 p.m. Like when we started, just before we started the call, there was that big break. That's what created our high of the day, and then pushing right back down. So our hourly candles are consolidating in this area right now. So we're going to see if we can continue. If you want to consolidate this area, okay, from the yellow line to the purple, like in there, I know it's a pretty big range, but if you're an hourly trader, if you want to consolidate this entire area and then maybe set an alert up here at 1986, set an alert down here at the purple line at 1980, and we'll see if tonight we get some hourly green volume, maybe close above here, maybe try for that high of the day breakout, or it might be bearish and we close back below here, maybe retest this, and we're coming back down to test the support at 1976. It could also just trade sideways in between in this box for a few hours until we get that heavy volume that can move the market. And that heavy volume to pay attention to is pre-London. London market open, moving into 8-9 a.m. So right now we do have where it's forming a neckline. Okay, it came all the way down, came all the way back up. Okay, so no volume closing above here. Now it's pushing back down. So what we want to watch is, will it create some higher lows? Is it building? So we see the big green candle still holding above 50% of it. So if I'm just trying to look for like a green box right there, I can place it. This is just for reference in case, and I'm bringing it across. I want to see tonight if we can hold above this green box, and maybe it makes hourly support. It might come down here, touch down here, and go back up. If we start to close below here, it might start pushing down. But we can see the rejection right here. It came up and got rejected hard, and then bearish engulfing candle. So right now we're just consolidating in here. Let's go to the 5 minutes. Overall, hourly is bearish from up here, push down, pulled back, lower high, new lower low, pull back, lower high. But right now it's building a little bit off the bottom. So if you kind of want to draw like a trend line as well to maybe keep you to see how intact the trend is still holding. It was like intact right there, but you see it kind of broke the trend. Now we're going to consolidate. So it violated the trend. We're in consolidation. Yes, it could sell down, but I would see if it will break this green box because it is still holding on the hourly. So let's go into the lower time frames, the 5 minutes, and let's take a look at what's going on over here. Okay, so we found our bottom down here today. Again, 1 p.m. came down, back up, came down. Nice double bottom, volume close above perfectly at 130, and then you get your ignited bar. Was a nice buy, pushing it right back up to there. Pulled back, you see the big green box. We're holding this hourly box. The 5-minute candles are just coming in here, trading in here, picking up the higher low liquidity, and continuing to push for a new higher high. Then it pulled back, again higher low, and we spiked out of there. There was that big move at 7:35, that big green candle that came all the way up there. That's what made our high of the day, and then we got rejected. So on the 5 minutes, you see at this yellow line, our daily resistance POI, you can see up here, those bodies of volume are all trading in there, but are getting rejected. So on my 5 minutes, what I do is I bring this red box across for reference. Okay, so it's right above my daily resistance POI, 1985, almost 1986. Okay, but also I look at the 5 minutes and I see that they're forming lower high structure as well. So if I look at the left of the chart over here, I can see today, earlier at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern, see when we came up into this red box, push back down. Came into the red box, push back down. Came into the red box, push back down. So let's bring this box across. And you see like over here, it almost came up. Did it touch in the red box? No, they pushed it back down. So if I bring this across, right in there, it traded in the red box and pushed down. The move that caused that nice big spike, we closed above the red box and got that nice big move. So if I bring this across right now, the volume is still below it. Okay, so you can see now I'm setting up my zones. So from here to there, you can see it's black. If we do come up there green and close above, I can trade that volume in there. I like to measure it so I know exactly if I'm scalping from there to there, 20 pips. Okay, just up to there, 20 pips. Right now, what are the 5 minutes doing? Are they building anything? They're building a little bit off that over here. Again, if I'm looking over here, rejected price, red, turns green right there. So we're still above it. So we're still green. Okay, if I really want to trap like the 5 minutes all the way down to the purple low of the day, I can do that. Okay, and now you see it's trading really tight inside here. Again, I measure it from top to bottom. If this is a particular area that I want to trade, I measure it. It's approximately 13 pips. 13 minus spreads, obviously, whatever your spread is, 1 or 1.5 pips minus that, and then maybe you might get slipped up half a pip buying, half a pip selling. So you got to factor it in. You might net 10 pips from the top to bottom. If this is not a good zone to trade, let's not trade this zone. What we do is we will trap it. Okay, we can consolidate this entire area with a nice like neutral box, and we wait. Okay, we wait patiently to see what will happen. Right now it might be forming a head and shoulder pattern, okay, where it's left shoulder, the head that broke out, coming back in the right shoulder. So we could see gold maybe continue to break down, pull back into here, and continue to come down into here. But it could also hold. It could also build. It could also build momentum and continue to try and break out of here and maybe close above and then flip this green, and then all of a sudden it's picking up bids and then it's driving through here. Okay, so that's gold currently. Right now it's just sideways consolidation. Yes, you can trade in here, but again, we measured the move to show that it's only about 13 pips in here. Yes, it's nice for scalping range, but a lot of you guys are not here to just scalp this little range. So wait, we got to wait tonight to see if they can take out today's daily low down there. We'll watch it down there. If it can come down, maybe it breaks the low, like it's a red candle that comes down, and maybe picks up the liquidity, comes back up, and then we close and we do something like this. Okay, so this is what we have to watch for, to see if they'll break today's low of the day, maybe come and grab all that liquidity and then come back up. But if it closes below here and gets rejected, we might be pushing down a little further. Okay guys, so thank you guys. Over 110 viewers on YouTube. Appreciate all of you guys. If you guys can hit the like button, we do appreciate it. We'll get more viewers on the channel, and we'll continue doing more charts. Okay, so I'm just adding some EMAs. This green line is the 9 EMA, the 9 exponential moving average. We're currently below it. And this purple line up here, this is our 200-day moving average. It's above there. So we are currently below the 200. We're currently below the 9. It's technically bearish. If we look at the overall like move, it's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Even that big spike up there to the high of the day, it's still a lower high from over here, and they are continuing to push it down. But we're trading sideways. We're going to see if we continue to build in here. Maybe we can make our way breaking out of here. Or maybe it's going to start to break down here. But let's be cautious of liquidity grabs to the low. Okay, so that's gold, guys. I'll give you guys this chart in the zoom. 1 second. We'll move on to UJ. Zoom chat, there's a TradingView link for you guys in the Zoom chat. It's the TradingView live link of gold we just did. You guys can try and match up the levels with yours, and just be patient, and let's see what happens with gold. Let's move over to, I'll leave gold right over here to the left, guys, right over here, and we'll do USDJPY. Okay, guys, we're gonna move over to a little bit of Forex. Okay, and then we'll come in, we'll do our index in the middle. Okay, so how many of you guys trade UJ? This is USDJPY. Japanese yen is a great currency, especially this time. When we're trading the Tokyo market, maybe you want to pay particular attention to Japanese, to the yen. Because this is their market. Okay, so you might see some nice moves. I can see like a nice double bottom forming. Right now it's approaching this resistance. We'll see if we can break out of here, maybe if it gets rejected, or continue to push up. Okay, so I don't want to just jump in and just start trading right now. Let's do a top down on UJ. Tony, welcome. UJ is a monster. Yeah, it can be, guys. A lot of traders have a lot of success with this. I think it's easier and trades a lot better than GBP JPY. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think? How do you guys compare this with GJ? I find GJ is a little bit more erratic. I find GJ is a little bit more volatile. I find UJ trades pretty clean, like really, really nice. So let's just review on the daily overall. Okay, so you see, guys, how many of you guys marked that big wick up there? Okay, right up there, that big wick that came up there October 13, 2022. All you had to do was this. Okay, that's all you had to do. Maybe you could have caught that double top sell up there on the big time frame. Came right up there, pulled right back down. Came up 1 week, and then they really pushed it down. So prepare yourself for the future. Bring this red box zone across. Okay, so there's no, you can't say to me later on, oh Ron, I didn't put the, expect it. Maybe if it ever does come back up there, maybe it gets rejected again. Okay, so just prepare. We can see in the past that it got rejected right there. Okay, so over there again. See, let me just put that back. Right there, where that big wick came right into there. That day was a big green day, and then they rejected it. So always prepare yourself, okay, for the future. That's what trading is. It's all about preparation. Trading is the easy part. It's all about preparing yourself. Take your time to prepare, because the more time you spend preparing your charts, the easier it will be. I'm telling you the honest truth. Okay, you don't have to spend this much time, because I'm trying to educate and break things down to you guys, but you definitely don't need to spend as much time as me on this. You can do a nice top down, thorough top down, 5 minutes. Okay, so right over here, just try and teach your eyes to look at critical pivot points in the market or points of interest. That's what I look for. Okay, and right there, like, there's no debating this. We can see that it came up very, very green and then just stopped right there. It's kind of like a wall, just stopped there. And then they pushed it back down. So we've located a point of interest. We've located an area of resistance. Now what we can do is test this area. Let's just bring it backwards, right? And now we're kind of like back testing this zone. So over here in the past, over here, this was September of 2022. We came into that red box and pushed back down. Came into the red box, pushed back down. This was a big day right here that impulsively broke above there, but then the volume closed back below there. See right here, all you need is one green bar. There it is, that bullish pin bar right there on October 7, 2022, close above. You flip your red box green and you could have been in a long buy 2-week hold all the way right up to there, and you could have collected a lot of pip. That's from 145 to 152. Okay, that's about 700 pips. Not bad for a swing trade. And then you see now we got a big red candle below the red box, so it's still red. And now if you brought it across like we just did, right over there, you see its resistance. It came back up there and pushed back down. So let's continue extending this box across. Okay, and now the volume is above it. The volume came down red right into it and went back up. So we got to make it green to show that maybe this is going to be support going forward. So now I'm bringing it more into last week's price action. So you can see now that same green box all the way, that was red, red, red. Now we turn it green, bring it all the way into the future. How far you want, you be the judge. You bring it as far as you want, okay? Now, let's take a look at what's going on the daily over here. We're making, since we came up here, lower lows, pull back, lower high. I can see the resistance. There's a wick, there's a wick, there's a wick, there's a wick, there's a wick. I can have another red box and bring it across, okay? And then they continue to push it down for new lower lows, and then it pulled right back up to lower high, lower high. So if we just draw a daily trend line, like sometimes we don't need a trend line, you can see that the price is moving down. Okay, so for a daily trend line, let's stick with yellow. Okay, so do we all agree that it's making a lower low, it pulled right back up, lower high. New lower low, pulled right back up, lower high to the trend line. Again, we pushed down, we came all the way right back up, and we're trading right inside, but we're still pushing down. Okay, so they did close it below here on Thursday. It came all the way down and closed right there. Then the Friday opened side by side, critical area. Okay, so I look at those bodies. Okay, I definitely look at those bodies. And so I prepare myself for a point of interest at some point. I place a yellow line there, 144.10. If we can't hold this green box, maybe we'll come down and trade right down to there, and there will be a point of interest. There will be something that happens here. So I'm going to write down here under settings, we'll write point of interest. Okay, so we'll do a daily, like we did with gold, a daily support point of interest, POI. that's just telling us if it ever does come down here, we gotta keep an eye on this area, because look at the volume. It stayed above there. Yes, it did break. Yes, it did break, but we gotta pay attention to that area. Okay, so the volume came back up, pushed, closed right there. Next day they gapped it down, small wick, filled the wick, continued to push up yesterday. That's our high. And guys, okay, so look how clean it is. Do we not have the bodies right there? The bodies and the wicks? If you placed a line right in here, okay, we've got a wick, go back up. Red body, green body, wick. See how yesterday we came right up to that yellow line? And then it pushed down and it closed right there. Okay, so let's now write this yellow line. It's above us right now. So 146.64.65. This will be our daily resistance, POI. Okay, the volume, if it ever does come back up there, it might be resistance right at the trend line. Okay, but right now let's follow how we closed. We came up there yesterday, it pushed down and it closed right there. Today we opened, there was just look how small today's wick is. Very, very tiny. It's almost like a ignited red bearish candle, but technically it's not. It's got a high wick right there at 146.17. So I'm going to make that purple to tell us that that is our high of the day. This is our high of the day. Okay. And what happened now? Let's review. We came up there and it got rejected and pushed down. Did we come back up and fill the wick, the previous day's wick? No. Is it got a big red body? Yes. Does it got another big red body? Yes. So the daily time frame is technically in control, pushing this move down. But we have to give some respect on Friday because there's a lot of buyers that came in and yesterday. But right now we might be consolidating. Now let's follow today's daily volume on UJ. So we opened up, they rejected it, and it came down red, and stopped right there. 145.53, that psychological area, 145.50. That's our purple line, and that happens to be our low of the day today, okay? And I haven't even looked, but it looks like it's 50% of yesterday's daily candle, low of the day. How many of you guys are getting better at looking at these 50% candles? Okay, it will really, I'm telling you guys, it will really help you guys. Okay, so if I look at yesterday's volume, it opened right there and it closed right there. If I just look roughly, where's half of it? Around here. And you see how today UJ came down perfectly, right around half the volume, and found a little bit of support, and it's coming right back up. And this is where the current volume is right now. It just came off the low of the day and came right back up here. But we still have a big red head of a candle. So it could technically continue to absorb those buyers and maybe come back down and test the low of the day. And if it pushes down, it might be red, and it might stop at that wick right there. So 145.20. So I place a yellow line at that wick, and I'll call it a daily support point of interest. So just in case it gets down there, I want to be ready for if it does come down here. Sorry guys, I have so many monitors over here. So this is a daily support POI. We'll keep an eye on this area, because if it cannot hold here, then it will trade right down into this green box. Okay, and that's hopefully where all the big buyers are going to come in. So if it comes all the way back down, like here where it made a move coming up, it might come all the way back down to that daily POI, that yellow line. If it can't hold, maybe trade in the green box. And that's where I like to see buyers step in and maybe try and bring it right back up. But if the sellers engulf like this green candle and it kind of closes down here, then we might pull back up in here. We make this green box red, and if it gets rejected, we're coming down to right here to this daily support POI, those bodies. And if it can't hold, then unfortunately it's going to break down and start to come down where these wicks were. But if you look to the left of the chart, Again, if you don't want, there's one wick all the way down there, but there's my bodies. I got body, body, and a body. So I'll place one more like yellow line right here, all of those bodies. Right there, body, body, body. Here the volume closed above. I can see the retest of the yellow line. Here it came all the way down to that yellow line, pushed back up. So that is my next area to watch. Before it comes down all the way down to this low, it might stop right there. Okay, so do I have to continue to chart these wicks down here? Not right now, because the volume is up here right now. Okay, so what we're going to see right now is it going to consolidate in here, or are the buyers going to continue maybe to push it up back here, or the sellers are going to push it back down to this purple line? So it's hard to tell on a daily right now because there's still 19 hours to go here, lots of time. So let's break our daily candle down into 1 hour candles, into 60 minutes. Now we can make more sense of this. Guys, you see how when you can set up your chart really clean, you can get ready for the moves. Look over here. Like sometimes where you're just looking at hourly support right there. Do we all agree that that was our, like to place a green box right here? And then I'm using my yellow point of interest line as a guideline. And you see right there, I make it green. We came down, back up. Came down, back up. Now, bring it across. At some point in time, right there, guys, there was your signal. Right there, that was your signal. Midnight on Thursday. The red candle closed below. Then, when it closes below, you make it red, and then you assume the next candle may come back up green. It did. Green, green, green. Into about 50% into that area and got rejected. Short wick, you could have sold right here and placed your stop loss maybe above this zone, and you could have rode 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, all the way down perfectly, right down there. Then it pulled back up, again a counter, no volume close above our point of interest yellow line, and then they continued to close it below here and push it all the way down. Okay, and then since then, it's been coming back up. Coming all the way back down. But you see where the volume is kind of staying above. So this is where I use like my green boxes at these bodies right by these point of interest areas on the higher time frames. So you see what I just did right there? You see how I just captured this area green? Like I see the wicks, but I'm more concerned about the volume. The volume stayed above here, volume stayed above there. It's at my yellow daily point of interest, and I bring it across. We're nowhere near coming down here, but maybe at some point, if it ever trades in here, I want to be ready for it. Okay, and same with the red box above us. I bring it across. See how we almost came up there, right up to the trend line, and then they pushed it back down. But bring your red box right above the daily resistance POI in case at some point we do come back up here. Now, how has it been trading? Where did this big green candle come from? This was Monday, 2 a.m. pre-London. What are we trading? We're trading JPY. Okay, there was pre-London news, USDJPY. I have no idea at 2 a.m. why it skyrocketed up there, but big move. Okay, and then consolidated. We came back up, pushed down. Consolidate here. Now it's breaking down. So where are we now? We're roughly, where's 50% of this big green candle? If we opened and we closed right there, roughly half of it is right there. Okay, but if I really want to look at that last wick where it retested right there, see what I just did there, guys? I'm looking at half of this green candle, but the red one came down and stopped right there. Okay, so that is an area of support on the hourly. So I don't use a yellow line anymore. I use white for hourly. Okay, and then that will be now, the white line will be my hourly resistance going forward tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to write here hourly resistance POI. I like that word POI. You guys are familiar with that too. Hourly resistance POI. Okay, we got to pay particular attention at this white line tonight. 145.970. If our 5-minute volume gets up there, because they might push it back down. If we can close above this white line, then maybe we will push up to the high of the day, and we'll see if we can break out of there. Currently, are we making a little bit of hourly support in the market right now? Again, where are our bodies? Where's the bodies of volume? We're staying above 145.73. So again, I look at where my bodies are concentrated. We're above there. So this is where I see it break down, but the volume came back and closed here. I see it break down, made a higher low, but it closed as a bullish pin bar candle, trying to come back up. Right now, it's coming back down. So this white line is my hourly support POI as I get into the lower time frames of 5 minutes for scalping. So this is hourly support POI. POI just point of interest. We're going to pay particular attention at this area. Juanito, POI, it's kind of point of control. Exactly. A pivot point, point of control, point of interest, critical area. Juanito, whatever you want to call it, bro, just understand it's just an area where we want to just place a little bit more emphasis as opposed to just any area in the market, because the volume is coming above this white line for a reason. Like, it came down, but it closed above the white line. It opened right here, it came down, and it closed above. So we'll see if it comes back down. We'll see how it reacts down here. If we start getting red volume closing below here, and then maybe if it comes back up, then this white line might be hourly resistance. It gets rejected, then we're going to push back down to here. Okay, so we'll go to the 5 minutes now, and we'll watch this thing, how it's trading. Okay, so this is the 5 minute candles. Now we're getting, see my zone, the white to the white. Again, if I'm just trading the volume from hourly resistance to hourly support, I measure it. This is Forex. This is USDJPY. So its range is not bad, 25 pips from top to bottom. Halfway, where it's trading right now, it's about 10, 11, 12 pips. Okay, half. And I can see right now, if I really, really want to trap my 5 minute candles, we can see right over here. Okay, let's all be on the same page. Okay, do we agree that this red candle from open to close, half of it is roughly right there, and then I can see how it came up right into halfway, pushed it down. It came up green again, and then they pushed it down. So let's bring this across right there. See how it came up green and then red again. Okay, so bring this across. You see how really, really tight I'm getting my scalp zone now? So if I want to scalp inside here from like the white line to the red box, it's 10 pips. I could go down to the 1 minutes and scalp in here if I want. But place now an alert up here, 145.85. If tonight we ever see green volume come back and close above here, because this might be our support, and then we're going to come up to our hourly resistance POI. We'll see what happens up there, and then our high of the day. But before it reaches the high of the day, right there, there's a 5 minute POI, 5 minute area. Okay, what am I looking at? I'm looking at exactly this area right here. These were 5 minute bodies that stopped right here. Okay, we could come right up to that red line, and then they reject it back down before it even gets up to that high of the day. But this is one area I would be watching. If I was trading USDJPY tonight, I would place an alert up here. If the volume ever does get up here, I want to watch this area. But right now, we still have to give emphasis on the sellers, because it's pushing down from here, lower low. Come back up, lower high, pushing back down, new lower low. Coming back up. This is the lower high. But you see how it's building a little bit, okay? We're building. So this is where it came down. It stopped, low of the day. Coming back up. This is our neckline. We came back down. Did it come back down to the purple line like for a double bottom? No. The last low was right here. So it's a higher low they're building. It came up with all of the green volume, but you see we could not break. It was a nice big bullish candle, and then the market makers, not me, not you, they brought it down. They're bringing it down. So as we come back down, we're going to test maybe if we can hold this area, maybe a higher low, maybe get it coming back up, and then test again another time with more volume. But if it cannot close like above this white line, it might close below here, then the sellers might have enough momentum to take it back down in here. But point of controls on the 5 minutes. So see right here, kind of like that little fair value gap right there. See over here where the big bullish candle printed, and then the retest stopped right there. So we're still holding about 50% of it. You see this red candle, how it just came red, 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 tapped into that green box and tapped away and continued push up, but it got rejected up there. So now I'm just bringing this green box across, and to see if the 5 minutes ever come down here, I want to see them hold this area, and I want to see buyers build this area because we're close to the low of the day. So I want to see if the buyers can continue to hold this trend. If you want to draw a trend line like from this wick, connect it to that wick, continue to bring it up, there's our ascending trend line. Okay, so you see how it's down here was the low of the day. Next low, higher low from over here. Next low currently, it's a higher low. So if we can get that volume, continue to stay and trade inside here, then maybe we will continue to accumulate and we might have our bullish breakout. Like if it continues to trade in here, I don't want to trade in here, but remember the two things that can happen. We can trade in here and accumulate more and more in here, and then maybe it's going to attempt to break out of here, retest this, and then maybe it's driving up there. Okay, one possible path. Another one is if sellers unfortunately bring it down here, close it below here, buyers bring it back up, and now this turns to resistance, then they might have the ability, sellers, to bring it back down here, break this low, and then we test our low of the day. Okay, and if it breaks the low of the day, I have a black chart down here. So what I got to do now is look to the left of the chart. The last time 5-minute volume traded below the purple line, and I can tell you the exact day, I can tell you the exact time. It was last low over here was Monday, December 11, 2:15 a.m. Okay, this was pre-London. Now, again, let's find some critical levels, some critical bodies to the best of our ability, what we can find here. I'm looking at maybe this area right here. Okay, see what I just did there? I saw that. Let me zoom in here. Okay, so I see the red wick, red, 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 stop, go back up. Red candle come down, stop at that red line, go back up. This big red bar closed below, look at the retest, come up green, right to the red line, push it back down. Now this candle closed green above it, look at the retest. Of the red line, go back up. So we're going to use that red line as point of interest. Again, a green candle closed above the red line. Look at the perfect retest of the red line and started that big, huge bullish candle right here at 240. And so if we lose our low of the day, it might come down right down to that red line and we test it down there. Okay, so this is UJ. It's moving not bad right now, guys. Not bad. Like for this time. Juanito, you start to find love to find control zones in 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minutes are fun. 1 minutes are fun. Like if you look at the 1 minutes, guys, look at the 1 minute candles on this on UJ. Like look at how beautiful they look. Okay, see how it came, made a high and a new higher high. So let's put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, it made a high and a new higher high. Okay, I'll use white lines so you guys can see it. These are 1 minute candles. See how it made a high and a higher high. So the buyers pushed it up. But we came into our bigger red box. And then RSI, look at RSI. It's hidden divergence. See how RSI is just like right there, resistance, and again resistance. If you see like RSI, if you do use this indicator, this might give you a clue or an indication that maybe something is up here. So they came up for a new higher high, but you see kind of like the RSI is just cruising sideways around this area. So the strength is slowly decreasing while the price is making new highs. So that could be telling us that they're coming up to grab some liquidity, to take out all the pending orders above here, and then just follow your candlesticks. Starts to get a little bit, you will see RSI divergence. You see a big red candle close below 50%. If you sold any one of these candles, this one, your stop loss could be maybe above that wick or 50%, and then you bring it all the way down. When it comes down to this area, the hourly support, you got to make a decision. But this one actually closed below, pulled all the way back up, and continue to come down. Now our 1 minute candles, look, they're making maybe a second bottom right here. It came down, back up, there's our neckline, coming back down. If it comes back up, maybe it closes above here, retest this. Maybe our 1 minute candle will fill that 1 minute candle and continue to maybe come up to a little bit and trade into those 1 minute candles. And then maybe it comes up there and then again they reject it. Okay, so even if you want to scalp 1 minute candles, they're fine. Like that's not bad. It filled the zone from here to there. Even the buys, okay, there's some good 1 minute buys you can watch. Even if this one is starting to build on the 1 minutes, if it starts to come back up here, we'll look for a buy above hourly. It's not support right now because the volume is below, so this is hourly resistance, point of interest. It might continue to push down. So let's watch this on the fives. Okay, so our fives are moving away from our consolidated zone. It closed below. This is an ignited bar. If some of you guys are selling this, if you sell, place your stop loss either above here or 50% of that red candle. Some traders place their stop loss all the way above the bigger red zone, and they have a bigger take profit. They're not just looking to scalp down to here to the green box. They're looking to break the low of the day and continue to drive down today. Okay, so I'm just going to add some EMAs on this chart. EMA 9, that's our green line. We're below it. Let's add EMA 200. It's all the way up here at our hourly resistance. Okay, and let me just give you guys this chart in zoom. 1 second. Guys, UJ is really nice this time of the day. Do you guys trade this one regularly during Tokyo? This is nice chart. Nice price action. Really clean. Okay, guys. Zoom chat. There's a new trading view link. That's UJ. Okay, so we'll leave UJ right over here. UJ will be to the right. We've done our gold. Okay, so gold from the bottom. Okay, so you guys see how it came back into our green box and it traded all the way right back up. So if any of you guys bought gold at our green box, it came to a target up here. Okay, again, remember, if you're trading inside here, measure the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. It's roughly, what did we say, 13.5 pips we said? So if you're trading in here, that could have been where you took a buy and it came all the way right back up to target, and that's where sometimes you got to make a decision. Okay, you might have to teach yourself a decision. A decision, what I mean, needs to be made is maybe you go to a break even if you're up 13, 14, 15 pips. Some traders go to a break even. Then that reduces your risk in the trade, takes out anxiety. Sometimes traders trade better when they go to a break even when they're in some profit. Okay, but that could also come down and then you get stopped out at break even. Okay, there is those implications. Some traders, when they're just trading from a zone to a zone, they're happy with that. They get their 13, 14, 15 pips and they close the trade entirely. That's a scalp. It went to a target, you accept it, you take the money and you get out. If you have time, then you don't need to close the entire trade. You can close a partial position. You can close maybe 50%, close half of it. Close 60%, 70, 80%. Leave the rest running if you can. But sometimes in New York, the markets move a lot faster, so they can break through these zones. But right now in Tokyo, we can see the way how gold is trading in here. So sometimes you really have to respect these zones if you want to scalp these areas, okay? Because it could come right back down just like it did here. Came up green and then a big red candle brought it down, came up green again, rejected all the way to the bottom. Now it's coming back up green. Right now it's still building, it's building higher lows. So we'll see if we get that initial breakout. Okay. For the chart in the middle, guys, do you guys want me to do US30? Do you guys want NASDAQ? Which one? We'll do one more chart, guys. Then that's 3. We've done gold. We'll do an index, and we got UJ. We can do S&P. We can do US30. We can do NASDAQ. It's completely, entirely up to you guys. DAX. We can do DAX. If you guys want DAX, get it ready for London session. DAX is good. I enjoy trading DAX myself, especially in London. That's my go-to security for London. Okay, so UJ closing below, came back down, back up, continue push down. So let's see if UJ can make it all the way down and test this green box down here. See if the buyers will step in, or if it breaks it, we'll see. Maybe it doesn't even come down here. Maybe it forms some higher lows and trades back in here. So very similar to like gold from the zone. Same with UJ, guys. So what we were just talking about, if you're looking for like a buy and it closes back above here from bottom down here, the hourly support POI back up to there, 10 pips. 10. That's all that the zone is. 10 pips if you're trading UJ from here to there. Yes, it could break out more. That's a possibility. But it's just similar to what gold is doing. Maybe decisions have to be made. Hopefully this gold can break out and close above this red box and maybe build. Maybe we can continue to drive. Again, look at right here. The big red candle, and then look at the wick come up, wick come up, wick come up to about 50%. So sometimes it's not going to come all the way and trade all the way up to here. I can see there was resistance, resistance, resistance below 50%. Maybe it does spike out of here all the way up to that red line, 1985.20. And then maybe that's where it gets rejected with a lower high and come down. Okay. You guys want to go on US30? Let's do US30 really quickly. Okay. US30. Wow. Okay. So this thing is, it's a monster right now. Okay. US30. Look at like on the 5 minutes. Okay. Normally we're gonna do a top down, but just looking on the 5 minutes where it came down, back up, higher high, back down, higher low, back up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and a new higher high. This thing is driving right now. Okay, and it's clearly getting a little bit overbought up here. RSI is above 70, but that still doesn't give us confirmation that we hit the sell button. We gotta figure out where's our next higher time frame zones. So as much as I love to trade, just get in the market right now and just start trading, sometimes we gotta use a little discipline, a little patience, do our top down so we can know exactly where it could go. Okay, look at our daily candles on US30. This thing is a monster. So just really quickly picking out some daily point of interest. This one, this was resistance. Are we above it right now? Absolutely we are. This big green candle right here, November 30th, end of the month, we closed above. So this zone, let's flip it green for the time being and bring it across into the future. So then if it ever comes back, you're ready. So then you prepare yourself. So then we can't say, oh, I didn't do it. No, you want to be ready. If the daily ever comes down, back down to here, maybe that's where it will go back up. Okay. If it closes below there, maybe it retests this and all of a sudden it's dropping back down into here. Okay. So always prepare yourself and leave these guys. You don't have to do it like me every single day where we start off with a fresh chart. Once you do one top down, do it on the early of the week, Sunday, Monday, and then leave it the rest of the week. You know, just clean it up, tidy it up every single day, but just trade the volume up and down from these critical areas. And I guarantee you, you'll improve your trading. Trevor, have a good night. I know it's late. I know, but have a good night. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's continue to follow our daily move. So we pushed above here and it rejected, and then we found a bottom down here. So again, are we anywhere near this green box? No. So what we can do is we can place a new green box like right here. Okay, and bring it across again. So what that's telling me is this is more resting demand in the market, waiting, and this is a higher low demand. So when we're talking about point of interest, we put some point of interest on this green box before we do this one. Okay, and continuing to move with this, what happened? We came in the green box, pushed right back up and through here. So I can see this area was an area of resistance at one point, right up there. Okay, that was red, and then that big green bar, it closed above. So again, another green zone. I'm going to place that going across. Okay, and let's now follow yesterday and today's daily candle of US30. So yesterday, how did we trade on Monday? We opened red, we came down, picked up a higher low, came all the way up, we filled this wick and we filled this wick. Then we got our bullish breakout where we pushed to the high and then it closed right there. Okay, we closed near the high. That's why today it's continuing to push. So what did they do? They gapped it down. You see where we closed right there around 36,410? They opened it today at 36,400. Okay, so that's a 10 pip gap down. And then is there a wick coming down? It's a very, very tiny wick. So we basically have today is generally like an ignited daily candle. That's our 36,400 psychological area. Purple line, that's our daily, that's our low of the day. Guys, remember, we have CPI at, later at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and then we have FOMC on Wednesday. So there's a big rally in the stock market for Dow Jones, for NASDAQ, S&P. Maybe with the news coming through, maybe that's where the markets will cool off. We'll see, because we are approaching big levels on US30. All-time highs are not too far away. Okay, so what happened when we opened? Okay, we continued to push up, and we took out yesterday's high of the day, right? So we're going to place a yellow line at yesterday's high of the day, make it yellow, and we're going to label this 3600, 420, 418, 420, give or take there. We're going to label it a daily support point of interest, POI. If we ever do get down here, maybe that's where buyers will buy it right back up again. But look at, we're pushing. We're at our high of the day, okay? The wick. We are currently at our high of the day. Right now, strong move in Tokyo. High of the day. Now, let's just write high of the day. Okay, so now I have a black chart up here. I don't know where it could go. It could continue being bullish. Now let's look to the left of the chart together, and let's come up with some logical areas where this thing could go to. Let's look at anything above the purple line and the last time it ever traded above the purple line. Let's look at the exact dates. So this day we traded above. January 13 of 2022, impulsively broke up to 36,515 and got rejected. This day right here, January 12, we came right up to our purple line and got rejected. So I see another one where we impulsively broke above here. Friday, November the 5th, 2021, came up there. Okay, so we can look at more point of interest, more areas, more touches, but let's just try and get some maybe physical bodies right now, lines right there. Okay, so I'm going to place a yellow line at that wick. 490, 36,490. If we want to put it up a little bit higher to 500 and make it that whole number, you can do that. But I'm going to keep it exactly at that wick, and we'll label this as a daily resistance point of interest. If we start breaking up here today, we got to keep an eye on this, because we've got rejected over here in the past. We got rejected right over here in the past. We got rejected right there. We got rejected right there. Now where I'm drawing my red box is kind of those the body, and another wick. If I'm looking to draw like a red box across this chart, where would I do it? I'll do it, like I said, right over here. Right there. Kind of like right there. Make that red and bring that across. And then if it ever gets up there, I'm ready for it. If it ever comes back up there, 36,500. And just to show you guys, so you guys are well aware, see where we are right now? This is us right now. This wick right here, that was the all-time high. Okay, this was January of 2022. This was the start of the new year. Okay, remember we had the holidays, we had Christmas break, New Year's, and then when the markets opened, 2022, early January, this is when the Dow made the all-time high. So that up there, guys, almost 37,000, 36,970. We're not too far away from it, okay? We're only like 500 pips away from it. It's not too far away. But let's follow now today's daily candle. Okay, so quickly, Now we got a few zones. If we continue to break, if it comes up here today, that's a point of interest. We need to watch this area. If it can break a little more, there's my red box. That's maybe where I'd look to short on the daily. We'll see what happens up there. Maybe it doesn't even get up there. Okay, maybe it doesn't. But maybe if it starts retracing, come down red, 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 maybe we'll find out what happens down here. So it is very strong. And what's half of this? This big bullish candle from here to that purple line, half of it's roughly right around there. So just another point of interest. Half of it, like right there. Make it green. Just in case this week we are coming down here. We want to see what will happen down here. Again, if you want reference, look to the left of the chart and kind of line it up with some wicks. I can see right there. See that wick right there? I can bring my green box right to that wick. Now I see it traded right into there and then got rejected. So, and that's roughly 50%, and then I bring it across. Okay, and then also above here. Okay, so maybe this is too big of a scalp zone. Okay, from the purple to the yellow, about 448 to 491. That's about 45 pips. Again, if I'm just scalping halfway, I can place a halfway line at 470, and I'm happy there. Okay, but let's go to the 1 hour time frames. Maybe we'll see something here. How are they building on the 1 hour? Let's just look at RSI, on the daily before I come back to hourly. RSI, okay, on the daily, number one, massive up here, okay? It's overbought on Friday, kind of dipped down a little bit, and then look at, we're completely overbought, but it's making like the strength is coming down just a little bit, but we're still pushing with a big daily candle. Okay, so daily candles are very bullish, and we're completely overbought on the daily. That should give us a little clue that maybe the market should be selling off, but it's not ready right now. We have a bullish candle. It's hard to sell this thing. So that's why I was saying, guys, pay attention to the news at 8:30 a.m. CPI and tomorrow FOMC. That might be a time where the market sells back down, depending on what the news is. But they could also squeeze and continue to come up here. So we have to be very careful. Let's now dissect the hourly. 60 minutes. So we see how we're holding this green box down here. It's holding here. It's holding here. This big candle came down in here Friday at 8 a.m. The news got that liquidity and continued to push back up. Now we're making higher lows. Continue on these hourly candles. Continue to make higher highs, higher lows. It's going kind of parabolic up here. The hourly candles are overbought as well. They're above 74, 75 on RSI, but that still does not give us the reason to just hit a sell button. We got to wait for structure to break. Like there's a red candle come down, but it's engulfed by a green one. Again, this was a red candle that came down, but it went back up, and then it got, next one started, next hour, it ignited, engulfing, continued to push up. So we maybe have to let these 1 hour candles kind of maybe melt up a little bit up to here. Maybe halfway. Remember the halfway point? I said 470. So from the purple tape to the yellow tape, halfway is right there. 470, I said. Halfway. Okay, 50%. And then I place a white line, and then I write hourly resistance. And then I can verify. I can look to the left of the chart. Here I'm going to write an hourly resistance POI. And if it comes up here on the 5 minutes, I could be looking to sell this area. Hourly resistance POI. So we are completely overbought on the daily. We are completely overbought on the hourly, but this thing is still moving up. So if you're trying to short this thing, you could get yourself in trouble. We have to wait for a red candle to physically close below here, engulf those, then maybe it's ready to push down. Okay, but you can see maybe they're going to continue to maybe flag this, consolidate it, maybe continue push it for highs as we get more into midnight, as we get more into pre-London, and then start the moves. Okay, but right now it's a bullish channel. It's making higher highs and higher lows. So we have to respect that. Okay, so let's go to the 5 minutes and see what's developing on the fives. Hey Josh, welcome. Yes, thank you guys. Can we get a couple more likes? Thank you. Appreciate you, Josh. Okay, so look at the 5 minutes, guys. See the purple line? Holding. Okay. Fair value gaps. Okay. Look at the big body candles. Pay particular attention to big body candles. This is a big body green candle. I always look at half of it. Okay. I train my eyes to always look at 50% of a big body candle. And I get in the habit of just locating half of it, drawing a box across. And this helps me. See, if we just located that big 50% candle, 50%, we drew a box across. When it came down into there, this would have given us reference to watch for a buy, and it came up bullish, and right there the volume closed above the yellow line. We could have been in a buy. Okay, so do not neglect this area. Bring it now across, because we don't want to say, okay, we see it now, but in the future, we're ready for it. Also, point of interest. It came up here, rejected, back down. Came up again, rejected. Came up again, rejected. Came up again, rejected. Where's the physical volume bodies? Okay, the bodies are generally right there. Those are the bodies, okay? And the rejection wicks tell me it came up there, push back down. 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 So the sellers are rejecting the move, and the volume is below there. So let's bring this red box across, and now the volume is above our box. So with the volume above, we make it green and bring it into the future. I'm making my zones right now to scalp this thing all day tomorrow, or like London, or later on. Okay, so we're filling up to the high of the day right now. We've got our hourly resistance up here, the point of interest, and then our daily. 5-minute candles are getting 70 and above. Okay, so remember what we talked about. Daily was really overbought. Hourly was really overbought. 5-minute candles are starting to get a little bit overbought. So point of interest, like if I am looking to sell this, here's another large full body green candle. 50% is still holding. Look at it. Okay, right there. Okay, it's holding 50%. Like, who wants to argue with me or debate me that that's not half the volume? It is. And now bring it across. Get ready for a future move. Now, if red volume starts to come back down and close below here, I flip that green box red, and maybe it comes back up into red. They absorb it. Then they start to bring it down to here. And again, I measure it. From here to there, if that's what I'm trading, I get my ruler and I measure from this green box to the next green box. It's roughly 12.5 pips, 12 and a half. Okay, if that's enough range for you to scalp, that could be a scalp sell from here to there. Then when it gets down to this green box, we have to respect this green box, because that could be where buyers are waiting to form a higher low and bring it right back up. If the volume, however, closes below here, then again we flip this green box. Maybe it comes back again, lower high, and then push down. Maybe we're going to look for pips to come down to this yellow line, maybe down to there. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. For a potential sell on US30, I'm going to look to see if volume can close below this critical structural area. If not, I'm going to continue to watch the market melt up, or you can look for buys after we need to form a flag maybe. Right now we just closed above the purple high. Maybe we flag now for a little bit. Maybe it cools off a little bit. Maybe it forms a flag in here, consolidate, and continue breaking out. Okay, it could possibly do that. But if it closes below here, maybe we look for potential sell. But I also look for like a double top. This could be one top, then I look for another one to come down. Maybe it goes like this, then start to really fall down, start to break. Okay, so that's US30 right now. It is really strong. Careful if you're trying to sell this thing right now. It's very strong. We are currently above the 9 EMA, so I'm looking for volume to also close below the 9 EMA. The 200 is, where's our 200? Here's our 200. Our 200 is all the way down in here. Okay, so we're nowhere near our 200. So you can see how bullish this move is. Okay guys, so let me just give you guys this chart. And I think that's good enough. Three top down charts tonight. Okay, one more trading view chart in the Zoom chat, guys. Our last trading view, that is now US30, the dirty 30, Miss Jones. Okay, look at wow, guys. Okay, man, did did I don't want to be the person that says, did you guys see how we came right up to our red box, to our daily resistance POI, almost to the 200 EMA. We filled from right here up to there. That was approximately 20, plus this was 15. So if you bought down here and you played this thing with the higher highs and higher lows, you could have banked approximately 35 pips. Okay, and it filled the zones. Our UJ right over here. Okay, the red body that closed below, see the green candle that came right up and got rejected, and then that's a 3-bar play push down. It filled from here to here. So remember, we measured this as well. If you were scalping the sell, like any volume that closed below here, and you sold down to there, what did we say? About 10 pips down there? Okay, so any one of these candles, they close below our hourly support pivot, close below. If you sold, stop loss generally, place it maybe 50% up here, some all the way up there. You don't need to risk that much, but scalped right down to there. So you could be right now at a break even, up 10 pips, go to a break even. If you want, you can scale out a little bit down there or leave the entire trade running or close the entire trade. If the sellers can continue to push through this green box, it might attempt the low of the day. But you can see how it came down, back up, came down, maybe back up. They're protecting the low of the day right here, just like they did over here. Okay, so if you guys took a move on UJ, congrats. If you guys took that buy on gold, congrats. And again, guys, when it comes to our higher time frame, remember the yellow line, we did it yellow for a reason. That was our daily resistance, POI, point of interest. And you see how the 5-minute volume came right up to our yellow line, broke it a little bit, and then closed below, and then big red candle coming down. Okay, so that's why we want to use our POIs, our point of interest on higher time frames, when we're scalping the lower time frames as reference points. We place more emphasis on those than we do any other ones. Okay. Marius, you got gold on the beautiful move, 25 pips done. Perfect. 25 pips on a Tokyo session is perfect. That's Marius. Perfect. Go to sleep now, because I know it's really late where you are. Get your pips and go to sleep. That's it. But you see, guys, now when you set up your zones, you could literally just scalp from zone to zone. And when you get comfortable at doing this and you know exactly what you're looking for, then you can learn how to scalp the markets. But sometimes when the zones are too tight and it's very choppy, just be patient, be disciplined. Tell yourself that, US30 is not just going to trade inside this consolidated box all night. Eventually it's going to make a move. But we already went through the top down. We're overbought on the daily. We're overbought on the hourly. 5 minutes are getting overbought, and we're at the high of the day. So it's got a high probability that maybe this is the area where sellers might come into the market and maybe try to push it down. Okay, and that's what they're trying right now. But we need some physical volume to close below this green box. We don't want to just come down here and then break, and then it's an impulse and catch a wick and come right back up. Okay, gold came down, base of support. Okay, this area. See those wicks in that body? Like, just again, if you're just following the body from bar to bar, make that a green box right there. You see, we have not broke above that. This red box should be big green box now if we ever come back down here. And now it's trying to break. If we physically get a green candle to close above here, remember that big spike we had, that big move that jumped all the way, that's what made our high of the day up there. And since then, we've been getting rejected, and again it came back up but got rejected. So if it flags in here, continues to build, get volume above there, who knows, maybe gold will continue driving to 1990. But if you want to trap gold right now, see how it's barcoding? Green, red, green, right inside here, trap it. Okay, and we know it's either gonna maybe push back up and close above here and go up, or sellers are gonna push it down. Could be a possible sell from here down to, again, the zone. Again, if you're trading down there, measure it from the green box coming down to here. Another 12 pips. Okay, if it breaks a little further, maybe halfway, 18 to 20 pips down in there. But right now it's barcoding green, red, green. So just let it consolidate in here. UJ forming a bottom down here. See US30, you gotta be careful. Came down red, get a wick and coming back up. So you gotta be patient. Do you guys have any questions, okay, for this Tokyo session today? Remember, guys, the markets are waiting for tomorrow's CPI reading. Okay, that is the last CPI. A lot of big folders are going to be the last ones of 2023. Tomorrow's CPI, it's the last one of 2023. That's our inflation reading. Then we have the PPI the next day. But more importantly, Powell, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Guys, unfortunately, I cannot stream that one with you guys. I have a doctor's appointment. I've been waiting 1 month for it, and it got scheduled at 1 o'clock, and I cannot miss it. So I apologize, guys. I won't be home for that. I always love to stream the FOMCs, but that one, unfortunately, I cannot. I'm not home. So it's going to be a big week in the markets, okay? Okay, so gold came up again. Big rejection, going to close in 30 seconds. If they push it, might retrace back down to here. So UJ2 came down, guys. That's the measured move. We measure it, 10, 11 pips, and we got to make a decision down there. We got to make a decision down there. Duong, thank you, bro, for subscribing. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Duong, I hope you learned something new. Same dig, same with you guys. Yeah, Prashant, GJ is following UJ. Yeah, I was looking at that too. When we were going to do GJ at the start of the call, kind of looked very, very similar the way how both of them are moving. So that's why, guys, if you get comfortable trading GJ and UJ, go side by side and watch them. You can maybe, if you see that they're moving in tandem and they're making the same moves, you can literally take trades on both of them. If you're good at multi trading different charts. Thank you, Zhao. I appreciate you too. Okay, so gold, we're in this consolidated box at this daily resistance POI. Maybe it cools down here, guys, and there's our 200 EMA. There's our 9. Maybe eventually the 9 will start to get closer up here. Maybe, I don't know if it's going to get on this call. It's 10:45, but maybe later on, maybe midnight. Who knows? Maybe this 9 EMA starting to cross above the 200. We might have a bullish crossover, a golden cross, and we might see gold continuing to try that 1990. I'm thinking gold can maybe get to 2000 again. We gotta test that 2000 block. Hoping with the news that's coming out, maybe at least we can test 2000 and see what happens up there. If we get another daily candle, we've been talking all week, all month, watch for daily volume to close above 2000. That's what got us that all-time high move. If we continue to close with daily volume below 2000, that's just bringing in more and more offers and more suppliers in the market to continue to sell gold back down. So that's going to be a critical pivot. Okay, so gold is continuing breakout. That's why, guys, get familiar. If you are trading, understand 50% levels, base support levels, draw your boxes across. You can maybe stay in trades a little bit longer. Okay, so now you know what I do sometimes when I'm trading is if we've moved away from this consolidated box, what I do is I just bring the consolidated box right down to my next zone, just like that. Okay, and then again I wait patiently. Okay, we're all smart here. We know that UJ is not just going to trade in this consolidated area all night. We know that eventually it might make a move where maybe it closes above here and then try again to push back above there. Again, we've measured this zone 10 to 12 pips, and maybe it might break out a little further. Maybe we get 15. Maybe it comes up to that hourly POI up there. But also, maybe it just trades inside the consolidated box, just trades inside here, and maybe UJ might turn bearish today. Like if the sellers keep pushing it down, close it below here, we flip that red, and then that's our low of the day. Maybe it breaks and comes down in here and keeps selling. If you look at the overall move of the market, it's making the lower lows lower high. It didn't make a new lower low there. It came back up, but you see again it got rejected there. Came back down. It's holding this green box and it's coming right back up. So it's just the light volume right now consolidating. US30 still inside this box. So we're going to wait for something above here, or we're going to sell kind of below here. And gold is trying to break above the 200. Let's see if we can get volume close above there in 1 more minute, 60 more seconds to go. Guys, a lot of you guys got to work on your risk management. I see a lot of you guys are down holding trades from previous days and you're worried. Anytime you're trading, you shouldn't be worried when you take a trade, guys. Please trade with the proper risk management. Only risk a little bit, guys, okay? Don't risk your entire account, half your account. Don't over leverage. Don't put everything in and hope and pray that everything is going to go in your way, because the markets might move opposite direction and you're in big trouble. Only risk a little bit, guys, little bit by little bit, until you understand what you're doing. Then slowly you can start to increase your risk. This goes if you're really new to trading. If you're new to trading, stop risking so much while you're learning. You're making it so much more difficult for yourself. The only person you're hurting is yourself. If you learn how to do this properly, there's always a time and place where you can increase your, you can deposit more money if you're trading with your own money. There's always a time where you can buy a prop firm. You can buy a bigger prop firm. If you're used to $10,000 prop firms capital, maybe you want to try 50,000, maybe 100,000. That will allow you to trade with bigger lot sizing, but learn what you're doing first before you just get into the markets and start trading. I can't stress this enough. This goes for everybody, guys. A lot of us as traders are neglecting the learning process and just worried about making money. The money will come when you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, no money is going to come. You're just going to continue donating to the markets all your money. Okay, so gold got rejected 1, 2, 3 times up there. No volume close above. So now it's continuing to just trade in here. Okay, so it's green, red, consolidating. If it breaks down here, maybe a sell down in here. If we ever at some point tonight get green volume closing above that daily resistance POI above 1986, yeah, then we can maybe push up to 1990. But there was that big wick that got rejected. That's what made our high of the day. So I don't kind of look at that wick. I look more at structure. So I can see right here, we came right back up to that structure and pushing right back down. Now we're getting a move on US30, starting to break down and close. Okay, so get ready and we'll watch. And then now you see how one top has already been formed. Okay, so what I do too is just give me a heads up. If it ever does, and that's right above the purple line, so it did make a new high of the day, but they rejected it. So I make that box red, and then I get ready in case it comes back up. That's the second top. Okay, made one top, coming down. If it ever comes back up, I look for it to come up again to the high of the day in that red box, and then I look for the big supplier to push it back down and then close it again below here, and then that's where I increase the sell position. Okay, maybe if I test out a sell here, But when I get more confirmation that it gets rejected at the second time, or if I'm still waiting and I know it closes below again and retest this, this is where maybe I'm entering in another sell, or I'm initiating for sell, but that's going to be a bigger position because I know it's been rejected 2 times up here at the high of the day. So maybe I'm more confident that the sellers will have the momentum to at least push it down to this green box and maybe break a little lower. Okay, so we've established one top. Now we see, will this red candle close below here in the next 2 minutes? And UJ, pull back, lower structure, guys. Okay, that's why I use these red lines too when I'm scalping the markets. Structure, okay, because when I follow one chart when I'm trading, specifically US30, one chart, I see it come down, go back up. See it come down. See at those wicks, I always have like a red line there, okay, and then the big red candle closed below. What's half of it? Okay. Right there, half of it. And then you see we came right up. It spiked up there, but it closed right below. Then pushed right back down. So there's your next like kind of zone. If I really want to scalp now, like from here to there, I love scalping like that. But I like doing that with US30 in the daytime in New York because much more volume. You get a nice little fill like that. On US30, it's about 10, 15, maybe sometimes 20 pips, depending how the volume is moving. Right now it's a little slower because it's the Tokyo session. But when you learn how to do this, you guys will know exactly what you're looking for. Okay, look at US30 really breaking down. So if you miss this, okay, this is an impulse break. That doesn't mean you just jump in and just start selling this candle because the next one could open green and come right back up. Okay, so we gotta, if you're not in, there's nothing we can do. We gotta allow this thing to close. And already we're below our green box, so I'm already ahead of time. If I'm not in the trade, I'm getting ready. I'm making my zone red. I'm getting ready. Watching it. Is it going to close near the low? Is it going to be a ignited bar? Continue to push down red. Gold came down, but it's coming right back up. Here's the close on US30. Same with UJ, really pushing down. If it closes, flip your green box to red in case it pulls back into it. Okay, similar right there. Green to red. Okay, and US30 opened, ignited, came down, but did it fill its wick? So let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it will come back up just a little bit. Okay, and also if UJ comes back up, we're going to see if it will test, stay below 50%, maybe get rejected, and then test that low of the day. Gold is still just trapped inside here. Okay, so you see how UJ wants to come back up. Okay, you're always going to find some buyers. There's always going to be pullbacks unless it's one of these type of candles. Ignited, okay, might push and take out that wick. So it still has not retested this area, okay? But that doesn't mean it's not going to ever come back up and retest. Who knows when? But it might come up at some point to retest this and then maybe get rejected again. Okay, so right now it's really pushing down. This is where everything was overbought. The daily, the hourly, the 5 minutes. And it approached the high of the day. Sometimes we should start to sell up here. Okay, and then maybe place our stop loss a little bit above here and get used to these moves. Guys, is this too many charts for us on these? Do you guys prefer one chart, 2 charts for these Tokyo sessions? Is 3 too much? Is it okay? Is this too confusing for you guys? We try to do a little bit of everything here, where it's gold or oil. We'll always do gold or oil. We'll have an index related security, whether it's US30, NASDAQ, S&P, or DAX. And then over here, we'll do a Forex pair. UJ was perfect for today's session. So I don't want this to be too overwhelming for you guys. I know it's busy. I know there's a lot of charts we're looking at over here. But just concentrate on the security you trade. Okay, so you see gold, still it's in our box. Green, red, coming back down red. Might make its move like US30. Okay, but US30 breaking down. So at any point, if it ever does, well, it will maybe come back up green. We test the green box. Maybe we'll bleed all the way down to here, and we'll see if the buyers will step in here. If you're in a sell, okay, too. If you guys are in a sell, you know, you guys got a job to do. Okay, I don't know where you guys sold from, but let's say you sold up here, and you're up already 15 pips. If it comes down to that green box, roughly 17, 18, 20 pips. Maybe it doesn't come down to the green box. Maybe it stops there at 15. You got a decision to make. Number one, if you sold and you're up 15 pips, go to a break even. Go to a break even. That's it. Go to a BE. Then you have no risk in the trade. You're in profit, 15 pips. Life is good. Go to a break even. You have none of your capital is at risk. You take the anxiety out of a trade. What is the worst case scenario that can happen is it comes right back up to where you entered the trade and you don't win, you don't lose, nothing happens. It's a scratch. But if you're moving down like this and you're in a sell, another option you have is partials. You don't have to close your entire trade, but learn maybe how to close half, 50%, take that off. Like you trade for a reason. You trade to make some money. That's why we trade. So when you get into a nice trade, maybe you start to get a little bit of money in your pocket. Learn what it feels like to compound your account, grow, hit some trades. Maybe your confidence will start, you'll get a confidence boost that you see your account growing. Maybe make you happy, okay? So close half, 50, 60, 70, 80%. I love closing 80% if I have time when I'm scalping. Close 80%, leave 20% running. Whatever happens with the 20% running, it's at a break even. I hope it continues to go down. I'll make some more money. But the bulk of the trade, when we're scalping zones, you still got to respect your zones. You can't get carried away just because you get into a trade and now you're looking for, because then you have to break this green box in order to come down here. So you see what they do sometimes in the markets. They close it down here and look at where they just gapped it up. They gapped it up here. This is a new hourly candle. It's 11 o'clock. Sometimes they help it up. They prop it up to push it back up. But again, if you're in this, locate half of this big red bar. Open, close, half of it is right there. Previous resistance to the left, I see 3 wicks. Wick, wick, wick. Bring it across to that wick, and there's your 50%. And there's your new zone. If we can continue to, if it pulls back and we stay below here, it could continue to push down and maybe make lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so you see, I just looked right there. Came up green, rejected there. Came up green, rejected there. Came up green, rejected there. Bring your box, and then at that wick where it stopped right there and went back up, right there. There's 50%. Open, close, half of it is right there. Sometimes when I trade, guys, I don't use all of these boxes. I can, when I trade alone, I can just eyeball 50% of candles. You know, sometimes you guys are going to get really good at that too when you guys stare at these candles for over 20 years and watching them on the 1 minutes. I've probably seen 1 billion candlesticks open and close. But they just, I'm telling you guys, they do the same patterns. They have the same characteristics. Just get to know what you're looking for and make trading easy. Don't make it complicated. Okay, that's the last thing we want is to complicate trading. Just make it as easy as you can. Again, if you're out of a trade, this is another zone where US30 may consolidate. Again, if you just want to be patient, go take a break, go grab a drink, go grab a snack, trap it in here. If we see the buyers continue maybe to accumulate, push it back above here, it could come right up there. There's another scalp zone from there to there. Measure it so you know ahead of time. So there's no guessing. I come back up here, it's only 6 pips. Okay, maybe back up to that bigger red box is about 10, 12 pips if I decide to trade that range. Maybe it might break down here later today and continue pushing down. Okay, UJ, it's coming right back up, but getting rejected. UJ might try for that low of the day break. Okay, every time it's coming up, it's getting rejected. See how we flipped our box from green to red, traded into it, and they rejected it. So if the selling pressure continues to stay below here, the volume, we might be taking out that low of the day. Gold, every time it comes down, it's building. Come down, back up. Come down, back up. Come down, back up. So we'll see if gold can break out. Maybe the 9 is going to get closer to that 200 and then have that golden crossover. And then we'll see gold be bullish after this call coming out of here. Okay, guys, that's it for me. 11 o'clock. I got to go to sleep. I've had a long day today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Shahab will be in London in a couple hours. Dave will be doing CPI 8 o'clock with you guys. And then I will come back, guys. We'll have afternoon. We'll have this late night Tokyo session again. Joji, please, you don't have to do that, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro. But keep the money for yourselves, guys. Keep the money for your accounts. Grow your accounts, guys. But we do appreciate that. All the proceeds go to growing the channel. We do appreciate you. Thank you, Joji. Appreciate you, bro. Okay, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please, guys, if you can hit the like button on your way out, we do appreciate it, guys. It's mutual respect. I respect you guys. You guys respect SST. If you guys can hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys got some good education out of today's stream, please, guys, practice with proper risk management when you trade. Believe me, your trading will go a long way when you do the right mindset and the right lot sizing. So just trade careful, guys. Don't over leverage. It's not worth it, guys. You're just going to give yourself headaches and you're going to give yourself a hard time with bigger lot sizing. Just take your time in these markets, guys. Mohammed, who's going to come at London? Shahab. We've got other streamers here at SST. Shahab does London. PK does post New York, and Big Dave does New York's right now. And then we flip flop, and then I'll come too, and then we'll do some post New York sessions as well. But right now we're going to put some focus next couple weeks on the Asian sessions. Okay, I like educating at this time. It's a nice move in the markets. We can really talk about moves. It's not as intense in London where everything is chaotic, or New York. Right here we can talk about some nice moves, guys. So hopefully you guys caught some pips. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys a lot. Appreciate you guys. God bless. Everybody have a nice night. Thank you for tuning in this late at night. I know it's very, very late for some of you guys. It's past midnight. It's 2, 3, 4 in the morning for some of you guys. Appreciate you guys putting in the time, and just continue learning, guys. Make note of those big red folders. We went over that at the start of the call. Do a nice proper top-down analysis, guys, and just trade zone to zone and have some fun, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. God bless. Thank you. I'm losing my voice here.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
As a trader, we all look for tight or low spreads, which helps us to get in and out of the market. Using the right broker can help us try different strategies. With multiple options of brokers on the web, here at Stock Sniper Trading, we have a recommended broker, that is, HankoTrade. With spreads as low as 0 pips and leverage up to 500x, HankoTrade is just one click away. With multiple account types to choose from, You also have a minimum deposit of $10. Using HankoTrade's affiliate program, refer a friend and earn up to a 40% commission on trading volume. Built by traders, for traders. HankoTrade.